What if I told you that a proposed 145% tariff could disrupt not just one industry, but shake the foundation of how the US economy functions? Trump's plan to massively increase tariffs on Chinese imports, including e-bikes, batteries, and clean tech, isn't just a jab at China. It's a torpedo aimed straight at our own supply chains. But here's the truth. The US will never beat China in a trade war. Sure, tariffs might sound like a quick fix, but in reality, China has the upper hand because the US relies on Chinese exports far more than China relies on US imports. Okay, so in this video, we're going to dive deeper than the headlines. We're unpacking how this could backfire spectacularly and how this could blow up in the faces of both consumers and manufacturers alike. Guys, this isn't just about e-bikes. It's about inflation, global power plays, and whether the US is prepared or even capable of winning a modern economic war. Just recently, Trump announced that he's backing off tariffs on some tech products like smartphones, laptops, and semiconductors. But don't be fooled. This isn't a full-scale retreat. If anything, it's a calculated move because while tech giants get a temporary reprieve, other industries like clean energy, EVs, batteries, and especially e-bikes are still facing proposed tariffs as high as 145%. Actually, as of this morning, I saw that now they're up to 245%. So who knows, but after 145%, it doesn't even matter. 145%, that means already our trade relationships with China are broken. Some sources say that it will decrease our imports and exports by 80%. So it's just a game and it's ridiculous at this point, right? That's how it feels to me. So if you're in the e-bike space or a part of the growing clean tech economy, this isn't just a headline, it's a direct hit and could reshape the market overnight. The economic strategy behind tariffs might sound all tough on paper, but the reality is far more fragile. The US economy is heavily dependent on low-cost imported goods from China. For decades, we offshored manufacturing, creating a global supply chain where American consumers rely on Chinese factories for everything from electronics to electric bikes. Introducing steep tariffs on these imports doesn't just hurt China, it raises prices at home, fuels inflation, and puts pressure on small businesses and middle-class families. The idea of reshoring manufacturing is noble, but it's not realistic in the short term. Not without massive investment, labor force restructuring, and time. Okay, so now let's talk e-bikes. Okay, so the vast majority of e-bikes sold in the USA are manufactured in China, as most of you know. Even American brands source their parts, motors, batteries, frames from Chinese factories. At 145% tariff, doesn't just hurt Chinese exporters, it crushes US importers, small businesses, owners, and ultimately consumers. It means fewer options, higher prices, and a massive slowdown in the adoption of clean transportation. For an industry that's finally gaining real momentum in the USA, this is devastating. We've seen e-bikers spike over the past few years, embracing micromobility, families like ditch their cars, and delivery workers rely on e-bikes to make a living. These tariffs aren't protecting American jobs, they're killing an entire ecosystem before it fully matures. So guys, let's dive deeper of why this trade war strategy is flawed. Okay, so the truth is the United States is in position to win a trade war with China. And that's not a political opinion, it's an economic reality. For decades, we've relied on China to produce everything from smartphones to solar panels to electric bikes. We gave up manufacturing in pursuit of cheaper labor, higher profits, and faster consumerism. Now we've created a supply chain that we depend on more than China needs US imports. So the US needs Chinese exports far more than China needs US imports. Over the last 20 years, China's share of US imports has gone up substantially, but the percentage of goods that are being bought by the US that China produces has gone down by a lot. So what this means is that China is exporting more and more to other countries that aren't the United States. It becomes problematic for the US because China doesn't rely on exporting its products to the US, but the US depends heavily on China to buy some pretty significant consumer products. So, which gives China an upper hand. And here's the kicker, guys. By slapping tariffs on Chinese goods, we're not actually punishing China. We're punishing ourselves. It's not like tariffs just get absorbed quietly by corporations. They're passed down to consumers. That means higher prices, more inflation, and pressure on the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates, which then slows the economy and increases the cost of borrowing for everyday Americans. Meanwhile, China is building new partnerships and trade routes across the world, increasing its self-sufficiency and reducing reliance on the US altogether. The US is appearing isolationist and erratic. I mean, these tariffs have been changing every day, it appears. Okay, so most of what China buys from the US is not for consumer use. It's mostly aircrafts, engines, integrated circuits, pharmaceuticals, and petroleum. On the other hand, what China exports to the US are things that people want to buy. So, when they become more expensive, they're going to become very painful for people on a daily basis. While we're trying to look all tough with aggressive tariffs, what we're actually doing is cornering ourselves into a weaker position. A true strategy would require rebuilding our industrial base, rethinking global trade relationships, and investing in innovation here at home. Just not going into defense mode with outdated tactics. So, what does this mean for us, the riders, the entrepreneurs, the everyday people trying to live cleaner, more affordable lives? It means we need to pay attention. We need to push back. We need to advocate for smart policy that doesn't just look strong on paper, but actually builds long-term resilience in our economy and infrastructure. Because this isn't just about e-bikes. It's about how we move forward as a country and whether we're willing to face economic reality or keep playing a game we've already lost. Guys, I want to hear what you think. So what do you think the long-term effects of this trade war will be? I mean, do you think that the US can keep pushing these tariffs without an economic crash? I mean, do you think that these tariffs are a bold power move, or they're the beginning of an unraveling of our country? Please, I really want your honest take. Please leave them down below. Also, if you found this video helpful and informative, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel. And so this is a small electric vehicle channel, but right now this is my third video talking about, you know, more of in depth of the economic and political impact in what's going on. I mean, I'm pretty upset by it. So if you like this type of videos, let me know, and I will definitely keep giving you guys updates as like things keep progressing. Because I mean, these are just very important topics that matter in our daily lives, right? Like whether you're I don't know, a mom, a consumer, well, we're all consumers, but a manufacturer. This just like touches and impacts deeply our everyday life. So yeah, I just feel like it's very important to keep this discussion going. So like always, thank you so much for watching. Love making content for all of you guys. I will be seeing you very soon. Always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding! Stay safe.